Yeah, I can hear you good. You can hear me. Hey, it's your boy, Mr. Two Locks, man. We here with BledgDaSavage, man. I'm gonna let him say anything he got to say.
Man, look, it's BledgDaSavage. It's actually been a long time since I've been on one of these live shows, man. But I had to pop on for this college one right here. NFL draft is definitely coming up, and let's get it popping.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like we said, we're gonna hit your top 10 mock draft today, and then I got a surprise for you. At the end, I got 3 bets I want to just pitch to you and see what your thoughts on it, just to see what your thoughts is. But all right, let's start off. Oh, let me move this off of here real quick. So we got the mock draft up. We got the Raiders. I mean, I think the number 1 pick is solidified, but you know what? I'm gonna defer to you and see who you got as the first pick.
Yeah, nah, the first pick is definitely Mendoza, bro. Everybody got him number 1 in their mock drafts. The Raiders definitely need a quarterback, especially a quarterback of the future, and Fernando is definitely the best one. So he definitely going first. That's a lot on every sports book, bro.
All right. Yes, it is. By the way, y'all, Mendoza to go first is minus 10,000. So you ain't gonna make no money on that. I think the draft starts at number 2, to be honest, because you know what? Some drafts I saw Arvell Reese, some I saw David Bailey. I mean, who you think the Jets take with this number 2 pick, man?
Yeah, nah, I've seen the same. I think they end up going with David Bailey from Texas Tech, to be honest.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
And
you
why?
couldn't
And
go,
why? Go ahead.
huh? No, I was gonna say like you
No.
couldn't go wrong with either one.
So why you pick David Bailey over Arvell Reese? Because it seems like Arvell Reese is the consistent number 2. But why you got David Bailey?
He is, and I feel like he's more athletic than David Bailey. But in terms of production, Bailey definitely had it at Texas Tech. He had 14.5 sacks in the FBS last year, which I think led the FBS. So it's one of those picks where it's like go for proven production over potential, I guess. So I definitely got David Bailey.
Nah, I feel you on that. I like David. I think he's the best pass rusher in the draft for sure. He's the fastest and biggest nigga at the position. But you know, I was hoping he slide to 4 to the Titans, but I don't think he's gonna slide that far. But anyway, we got the Cardinals up. Who do you think the Cardinals? I feel like the Cardinals gonna go a bunch of different ways. They need everything, to be honest. But who you got the Cardinals getting?
Yo, they do need everything, but this is where, and it's crazy because this is where this might flop, like, right? So I got David Bailey going number 2, but some people got Arvell Reese, but I think Arvell Reese going number 3.
We got Arvell Reese. Cardinals get their defensive leader.
Yes, sir.
I like that. I like that. So far, we got Mendoza 1, David Bailey at 2, Arvell Reese number 3. I like that. Not bad. Not bad. All right, we got my favorite team, my new favorite team, Tennessee Titans. There's a lot of hype about Jeremiah Love, but who you got?
And it's crazy because I was gonna say Tennessee, they got a few pieces, but that they need. But I'm definitely taking Jeremiah Love at running back, bro. Tony Pollard been all right, but Jeremiah Love that home run hitter. So
now, what do you say to people that say, all right, you know, Titans got a good D line now. They probably got like a top 5 D line now. What about the argument for Sonny Styles to anchor that defense? You would rather have Jeremiah Love over Sonny Styles if you were the Titans?
yeah, I mean the Titans definitely went crazy in free agency, bro. And they definitely like beefed up that defensive line. But at the end of the day, though, like Cam Ward kind of needs help and kind of take the pressure off of him, especially on offense, bro. And Jeremiah Love, to me, is the guy that can actually help him do that. Right? Got fresh legs in the backfield. I think. Do they still have Pollard? I don't know if they got rid of him.
Yeah,
they might still have him.
Yeah. So the Titans still got Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears, Calvin Ridley, DK, and Alec Anyamanar, whatever their name is.
Yeah, so this is one of the picks just to help out the quarterback.
And don't forget, y'all, Brian Daboll is the new OC. So, hey, man, we'll see what he do. But anyway, speaking of Brian Daboll, we on to the 5th pick with the Giants. Like we already know they can use everything, to be honest. Who you got the Giants getting?
They could use everything, and that's why I think they end up with Sonny Styles, bro. I feel like this is one of those picks where it's like don't even like overcomplicate it. They need linebacker help, and he's probably don't overcomplicate it at all.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact, bro. I like I said, I think the offense is okay. You got Scatterbo coming back, maybe Neighbors, Dart, but the defense definitely was a top. What was it, the worst 3 defense in the league last year? So they definitely need help on that side for sure. I agree. All right, we on to Shador Sanders, man. We got Brown 6 on the clock. Who you got them getting, man?
Yeah, so to be honest, like I haven't watched too many Browns games, but I know of the Browns because of all the hype surrounding the Browns. It says here that they need a QB, receiver, guard, and tackle. I think especially at this position, it makes more sense to tackle the offensive line. I would say a receiver too, but there's so many receivers, and they're
Yeah.
I don't see any of them projecting the top 10 right here. So, I would definitely go offensive line, right? And the best offensive lineman right now is Francis, right? So. I would take him at this
Okay.
position for the Browns.
Big man Francis Magoo. And I like him because he can really it said they need guard and tackle, and he can play both. So I
Right,
mean he big as hell. He can go inside, outside. So I think that's a good pick for them. They definitely need to go O-line first, no matter what.
right.
All right, we got Commanders up on next on the clock. I don't know what this team did last year. They was horrible. But Jaden Daniels did show some promise the year before that. So what way you think the Commanders go?
Yeah, Commanders. David, yeah, so Commanders. To be honest, I really don't know where they go here. I mean, honestly, I probably would go receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Carnell Tate.
Carnell
Number 4.
Tate goes number 7 off the clock to the Commanders. I like that pick, bro. Him and Terry with JD. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that a lot. And didn't a running back sign there? I don't know. I gotta look it up. I think they got a running back in free agency, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no. Oh, they got Rashad White as a backup to Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. So I
mhm.
mean, they don't need running back right away, but they definitely need a wide receiver right away. And I like that pick. All right, we're on to the Saints. They need everything too. So who
Yeah,
you got the Saints getting?
they do need everything as well. But I got them taking Ruben Bain over here.
That's a
They
good
definitely
replacement
need.
for Cameron Jordan.
Yeah, they definitely need Elon and linebacker help, and Ruben Bain is the one that can probably satisfy both.
Yeah, like that. Ruben Bain is solid. Ruben Bain is solid. All right, we got the Chiefs. What we doing with Mahomes? I don't know if he come back, but what do the Chiefs need, brother, man?
Well, no, the Chiefs definitely need a bona fide wide receiver, bro. Low key,
Yeah.
high key, they definitely need another corner for sure. But I think they'll tackle receiver first. So for me,
Mhm.
it's a toss up between Jordan Tyson, Makai Lemon. But I'm gonna lean towards Jordan Tyson for them.
Okay, Jordan Tyson from Arizona State.
Yes,
He
sir.
definitely need help. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Straight from ASU. Now we ending off with the Bengals. We got Joe Burrow and them boys. No doubt about it. They could use defensive help. I think they had the
They
worst
definitely,
defense last year.
they definitely do
So
need defensive help, and that's why I got them taking Caleb Downs.
they taking the best defensive player. He might be the best defensive player in the draft, to be honest.
Yes,
He
sir.
might be. I remember watching him last year. I'm like, damn, this nigga is everywhere the ball is at. I don't know how he do it. He remind me of the goddamn what's his name from college. Honey Badger was at LSU.
Oh
You know
yeah,
how Honey
Tyron
Badger
Matthew.
was just he was just everywhere the ball was at. That nigga was at.
Hmm.
Caleb Downs remind me of that. Like I don't know how he do it, but he do it. All right, that's not bad, man. That's solid. Top 10. We got Mendoza at number 1, David Bill at number 2, Arvell Reese at number 3, Jeremiah Love at 4, Sony Styles at 5, Francis Magoo at 6, Carnell Tate at 7, Ruben Bain at 8, Jordan Tyson at 9, Caleb Downs at 10. That's a solid top 10, man. That is a
Yes,
very
sir.
solid top 10. All right, we're going to come back because I got 2 questions to ask you, brother, man. Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's do that. I got 3. All right. So this is a question I think everybody wants to know, right? We got 2 quarterbacks. They say might go in the first round, 2 might not go. We know Mendoza definitely going. But how do we feel about Tyler Simpson being drafted in the first round? Do we think he get on the back end or what?
Um, I could kind of see Tyler Simpson going in the first round, kind of, but it's kind of weird, right? Because I'm trying to think of which team would select him, right? If they do pick him, he'll probably be second string, and it's like, why waste a first round pick on a second string quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen mock drafts where like the Eagles take him. So I mean, I can kind of see him being taken in the first round, but also I can see him falling like second or third round for real. Especially if a team don't really need him. I mean, they say the talent is there, he just don't have the starts. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I would say no, I don't see him. I don't. He's not getting drafted in the first round. I
I
think he
agree with you,
falls like
bro. Yeah, I agree with you, bro. I think it's maybe second round somewhere. I just think you don't want to use your first round pick on Tyler Simpson, bro. Like it's so many good old linemen. You got a lot of good safeties and corners out there. It's not that he's not good. I just think it's too many other good skill positions that can be had before Tyler Simpson. So I think for him to be drafted like over 24 and a half is like, I forget the odds, but I'll post it later. But him to go second round is good money. I got a second question for you. You already answered it, but we're gonna talk about it again. Arvell Reese over under 2.5 draft position. Like I said, the minus 170 if he goes second is plus 130 if he goes third or later. So would you take that over or that under?
my draft. I got him at 3, so is definitely the under. Um, so I'm going the under here because I think he goes at 3, but there is a good chance he goes 2 to the
Wait,
Jets. It really depends on
I,
the Jets
I
want
didn't
to
mean
do.
to interrupt you, but so technically it's over. So over 2.5,
Oh
that
yeah,
means he go at 3. Yeah,
right,
so
yeah.
the over is plus money, plus 130. That is a bet that you like. Is that something that you like?
That is something I like. Yeah, I think he goes 3.
All right, bet. All right, third question for you, and we're gonna wrap this up, right? So we got Carnell Tate, first wide receiver drafted. You know, and I had a question about this, right? Because most people got Makai Lemon as their number one receiver, but they got Carnell Tate being the first one drafted. And I don't understand the shit, bro. Maybe you can break it down, but I'm just trying to figure out how is Makai Lemon the best wide receiver, but you got Carnell Tate being the first one drafted in most mock drafts.
Well, Makai Lemon low key is a little undersized. So I could definitely see that being the case. It's crazy too because I had I had Carnell Tate going as the first wide receiver taken as well, but I think Jordan Tyson's best receiver in this class.
Mm,
Um, so I think it's a combination of Jordan Tyson's injury history, but then
yeah.
also Makai Lemon being like undersized. So Carnell Tate had the production. He was the most consistent. Sometimes teams like to take consistency over all that, extra pizzazz. So
Mhm.
Carnell Tate, I feel like he definitely going number one.
Yeah, some people compare the Makai Lemon dude to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He might be undersized, but he's just a receiver that get it done. Do you think Makai Lemon is like a Amon-Ra St. Brown? He don't matter his size, he gonna get it done. He could be the number one receiver out this draft when all said and done.
Now he could be. I mean, the Amon Ra St. Brown comparison is crazy because Amon Ra low key tough as hell. Um, I can kind of see it. I feel like that's a fair comparison. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can see. I can definitely see it.
All right. So based on what you're telling me, you saying Tyler Simpson might or would not be drafted in the first round. That's one.
No,
Two, Arvell Reese will be third, fourth, fifth, or later. David Bailey is to solidify number 2. And you
yes,
got
sir.
Carnell Tate, definitely the first wide receiver drafted because he's
Yep,
consistent and everything else.
yep.
All right, say less, man. Say less. Hey, man, it was a good mock draft for the people. We are under 15 minutes, so that's enough for them to watch the whole thing, sit down and chill. You got anything else you want to say for the people, my guy? Bless this out.
Man, nothing else to say, but definitely tune in for Gambler's Paradise every Saturday, campus kickoff.
Hey, and that's on the mob, man. We got NFL draft bets coming next. What is that? Next Friday? I think it's next Friday. Tune in. We're going live again. So, well, let me ask you this before we go. Did you place any
Right.
draft bets, or you don't really do draft bets?
I haven't done any draft bets yet, not yet, but I
But
plan
you
on doing
don't do
so.
you? All right, say less. All right, bless the staff. We up out of here, man.
Salute, my guy.
All right.